All right, what's up, guys? So you already read the title of this video. I got arrested on March 1st, 2026 at approximately 7:55 to 8 a.m. boarding a flight to the Bahamas. Here is the story of how I got arrested, why I got arrested, what happened while I was being arrested. I was arrested and held for 3 days. So here is the full story. I booked a trip to the Bahamas with my girlfriend and her family. I was supposed to go. I wake up on Sunday morning, 5 a.m., and we head over to the airport. I get to the airport about 5:35 a.m. I wait on the line, passport, whatever, check the bags, whatever. Make it through TSA. I head over to the United Lounge, and I'm chilling up there. I'm with my girlfriend and her family, and I'm at the bar just having a casual drink with my girlfriend's dad. And then we start boarding the plane. So we get in line to board the plane. I'm first class, so we're boarding first, and we're waiting on the line, boarding group 1 or whatever, I don't remember, but the first to board the plane. So as I am on the line to board the plane, there's approximately 10 to 12 people in front of us, and I see like a couple of the cops pulling up, and they're just pulling up and hanging out, and I'm like, oh, like whatever. And then I notice like one of them makes eye contact with me, and I'm staring at him and he's staring at me, and I'm like, oh, like that's weird. And then I see the other one staring at me. I'm like, oh, that's also weird. Like, why the fuck are they staring at me? But whatever. Obviously, I didn't do anything wrong, so I had no suspicion of what was about to happen. Yeah, so my whole girlfriend's family's in front of me, and I'm the last to go. So they all like scan their ticket or whatever, and they walk through the little fucking door. As I'm about to scan my shit and show my passport or show my ticket or whatever, one of the cops asks my girlfriend's grandma how she knows the kid in the purple hoodie, which was me. And my girlfriend's grandma was like, oh, that's my granddaughter's boyfriend or whatever. And then one of the other boys pulls up and he's like, turn around, put your hands behind your back. Don't resist us or whatever. I was like, I wasn't. So I'm just, at this point, I'm like very confused, turn around, put my hands behind my back. They do they cuff me, whatever. One of the boys is holding my wrist back in like a fucking gooseneck. And then the other dude has my arm. And then there's a third dude, I guess, monitoring the situation. My girlfriend's family's kind of like, what the fuck? My girlfriend's like, what the fuck's going on, blah, blah, blah. And so she hops off of the plane, or like the little tarmac or whatever that tunnel thing is. I don't know what it's called, but she hops off that shit. I never even crossed the threshold into the tunnel. That's where they scooped me like as I was about to get in there. So whatever, they start walking me over. So they walk me through the airport. I got my hands behind my back. I'm walking. They're not explaining shit to me. So I don't say shit, So I'm just walking with them. And at one point, one of the dudes is like, yeah, like once we get to our spot, we'll tell you what's going on. I'm like, all right. So at this point, I'm like freaking out. I'm like, what the fuck is even going on? Like obviously I don't do anything wrong, so I'm just kind of confused on the whole situation. Maybe 10-minute walk over to a police car outside of the airport. So we do about a 10-minute walk to the police car. They help me into the police car in the back. They buckle me up, and we start driving. We drive to about maybe 3 to 5 minutes to a location. They pop me out the car, and we walk in somewhere else. So we walk in somewhere else in a separate section of Newark Airport, which is in New Jersey, if anybody doesn't know that. Yeah, they pop me out the car, start walking up to the, another section of the airport. It was not yet the TSA holding. It was more, I think, like a questioning area. So they walk me up. They walk me into an elevator. We go upstairs. They search me. They pat me down. They search through my bag. They obviously don't find anything. I had a watch on. They take my watch off. They put it in my bag. They show me my belongings and what I had on me, and they say, here's where it is, whatever. And then finally, one of the dudes is like, all right, here, come here. They cuff me to a chair, like a bench or a chair. Cuff me to the chair. Then the dude finally, this all takes a while. It's about an hour. It's about 40 minutes to an hour until I find out why I was arrested in the first place. So he comes up to me and he's like, yeah, so the reason you have been arrested is because you have a grand larceny charge in the state of Florida over $5,000 and under $10,000. And I'm like, grand larceny, like what the fuck? He's like, basically that means that you have stolen an amount over $5,000. Stolen, hypothetically, right? Allegedly, I should say. Allegedly stolen more than $5,000 worth of something from somebody else. And somebody made a civil suit or some shit like that. And you have a warrant out for your arrest in the state of Florida. And you were just caught trying to leave the country, trying to flee the country. And I'm like, what the fuck? So I'm caught up with, at this point, fugitive of the state because I was trying to leave the country, and grand larceny or grand larcen. I don't know the exact wording. It was either grand larceny or grand larcen of a amount over $5K. That was like the charge in Florida. And that's why they issued a warrant out for my arrest in the state of Florida. So from there, they explain that to me and they tell me like, listen, we're going to call the boys up. They're going to pull up. They're going to bring you to the TSA holding while we sort this out with Florida. If Florida wants you, we have to extradite you to Florida so that you could go to a trial or see a judge or whatever the case. And at this point, my head's spinning. I'm like, what the fuck? But I'm mad comfortable because I'm like, oh, they're going to clear this up because obviously there's scammers impersonating me on Facebook and like Telegram and shit. I'm like, it's so obvious to these people that it's not me. Like, why would I finesse somebody out of, $5,000? At the time, it was grand larceny over $5,000, under $10,000. So why would I finesse somebody out of this amount? Like, I'm sure they'll figure it out, whatever. At this point, I don't say a fucking word. I'm just like, when do I get a lawyer? Give me a call, whatever. They're like, yeah, we'll get there. And luckily, my girlfriend was handling everything from outside, calling people. I sit there. I'm comfortable because, again, I think I'm getting out, like, within an hour or two. I think they're going to clear this all up and I'll be out, like, right then and there. So, again, I got arrested about 7:55 to 8 a.m. in that range. At this point, it's probably about, like, 10 o'clock, 10 a.m., maybe 10:30 a.m. I hear one of the officers on the phone with somebody from Florida, and they're like, yeah, we want him. And I'm like, oh, great. Like, what the fuck what does this mean now? Like, I can't go to the Bahamas? I'm like, what the fuck? So another hour goes by where I'm not really informed of what's happening. And then 2 more officers pull up, and these guys were, everybody was pretty professional, the officers that handled me. So these guys pulled up. They took me from, I guess, like this questioning area of the Newark airport into like TSA holding or like some other part of the airport. Because that was then, they walked me out the airport. I asked one of the officers, I was like, yo, can you pop my hood up for me? Like, I don't want like anybody taking videos of me or nothing. He recognized me. So he pops my hood up for me. That guy was cool. I'm not going to mention any names. So they pull up these other 2 guys, whatever. He pops my hood up for me. We walk through airport through like a separate section of the airport. I guess I'm still in the airport because it was the questioning area. So then we walk out, we pop in another police car, followed by another police car. Like I'm some huge fucking fugitive on the run. Like it was kind of nuts. Little old me, little old Vukum. So they drive us, or me, to a third location at this point, right? From 1 to, so a third location. They pull up to like the TSA holding, I guess that's where I was, Port Authority Police. They pull up, they grab me, walk me through the airport. Guy pops my hood up, shout out to him. And we get in the car and we go to Port Authority Police Station, which was also located in Newark. At this point, I'm officially under arrest. Like I was officially under arrest from the start. I was like, am I being detained or am I under arrest? He said, you're under arrest. I was like, motherfucker. And again, all the guys that were handling me were mad respectful and mad cool. So no mistreating there at that point. So then we pull up to Port Authority and, they search me again, pat me down again. And then they put me in I think they fingerprinted me at that point. Maybe, I believe so. Yeah, they did. They fingerprinted me at that part also. Then they took my first mugshot, which I wasn't able to get access to, but my second mugshot I got. So whatever. Sorry, it was honestly a fucking traumatizing experience, obviously. But we fingerprint me. I was actually wearing these pants, because I just washed them, obviously. So they cut the string out of my pants. Then they put me in a cell, and I was in the cell from approximately like, I guess maybe 11:30-ish. Again, this is all like estimates. Time moves mad weird when you're in that situation, like your fucking cortisol's through the roof. and your fucking heart's like racing. You're like, what the fuck, bro? So yeah, but obviously they took my phone, they took my string out of my pants, and you have nothing else to do. So that's why I remember all this shit, because I'm just looking, I'm observing everything. And again, I still haven't said a word. I asked questions. I was like, why am I being held occasionally? But like out of respectful questions. I was in a cell. It was approximately like 8 foot by 6 or 7 foot, no windows. There was a toilet, a steel toilet with a steel sink above the toilet, and a steel bed. And there was a mattress on the bed. So I'll get there. But I'm in this cell, and I'm just like, what the fuck is going on? Like, I just want to leave. Like, yeah, so they gave me a call there. I called my girlfriend, and she's like, yeah, I was on the phone with Mitch, who's my business partner. Mitch, big shout out to Mitch. But he started working right away. He got a lawyer and everything, like immediately. But I sat in this cell from approximately 11:30 to 12, all the way up till, again, time is moving very weird at this point. I don't even know, but I think it was around 7:30ish, 8 p.m. So I was in the cell, or maybe it might have been 9, it might have been 10. Honestly, I don't know. It was late. I think it might have been more towards like 9 p.m. So I was in this cell till about 9 p.m. So in this cell, I'm sitting there, I'm just staring, or I'm sitting on the fucking metal bed frame, staring at the floor, or I went on my back and I dozed off a couple times. But between all that time, it was just honestly torture. You have nothing to do. You just look at the wall. Everything's gray. Gray and steel is what the colors of everything are. Then I ask one of the officers that are in there, I'm like, hey, like, what's happening? He's like, yes, at this point, we're going to transport you to Essex County Correctional Facility located in Newark. Fantastic fucking place. I'm like, motherfucker, like, that's not good. Like, me going into fucking jail. Essex County. If you guys are in Jersey and you know Newark or Essex County, that is not where you want to fucking be. So at that point, I'm like, oh, okay. And I'm trying to play it coy, like, whatever. I'm like, fuck. So the time comes, they transport me to Essex County Correctional. I get to Essex County Correctional. The car that I get into, the police car that I get into, they walk me into the car. I'm in there with another dude, because I guess they didn't have enough. So I'm in there with another, like, I guess, inmate or whatever they call him, a detainee, but he was going to jail, so I don't know what that's called. But the dude I'm sitting with, he's in the left side of the seat, I'm in the right side of the seat, we're both cuffed, and I'm just like, just chilling. And this dude, you know, he didn't speak any English, so. But yeah, so they drive me from the TSA holding center to Essex County Correctional, and we get there, and we go through like the first gate opens, you drive in, that gate closes, the cop pops out and hands them their firearms. The two cops in the front seats, they have to hand in their firearms. Then once they hand in their firearms, they go to the second gate. That gate then closes. Now you're in there. So at this point, I'm in that second part, and the cop comes around, opens my door, helps me out, and we walk in. And at this point, I guess I'm getting booked into Essex County. So pop out. I'm with this dude. I still didn't get his name, but I was with him the whole time, actually. So it's me and another inmate or another person that they walk out. This dude's huge, like, doesn't speak any English. So they walk both of us into the thing, and there's two COs, two guards that check us in. So there's one on the left, one on the right. They're both, you know, cool dudes. Like, again, nothing bad happened. And they're just like, oh, what's your name, this, that. They take the ID down, whatever. Again, I'm still in my hoodie. I'm still in my sweatpants. I have no string on my sweatpants, and I'm in my my slippers. I have my little Birkenstocks on. They have both of us wait in the cell, me and the other inmate. They have us waiting in the cell. Then they're like, okay, we're gonna move you guys into this second cell. So they move us into a second cell. This cell is approximately probably about 20 feet by 10, 12 feet. So, and here it's just me and the Spanish dude. We haven't said anything to each other. At this point, we're uncuffed, and they lock the door, and whatever, I'm in there. And this is after we checked into Essex County. So then, a couple minutes later, they bring some other dude in. This dude comes in. He's like, damn, they caught me again. Like, this third dude comes in. Damn, they caught me again. Blah, 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 yada, yada, yada. I'm walking back and forth in the cell, just like talking, like, fuck, I can't believe they got me again. Fuck. And I'm like, he's like, what'd they get you for? And I'm like, dude, I don't even know. He's like, damn, that's fucking not right. Me and this dude start kind of talking a little bit. Again, small talk. The Spanish dude still has not said a word. He just sat there. Again, I don't think he didn't speak a lick of English. So it's me, this other dude. Other dude was probably about like 5'10", 5'11", 150, 160 pounds, and then plus the big Spanish guy. A fourth dude comes in. Once there was 4 of us in this big holding cell, this all took about an hour and a half-ish to 2 hours. They start processing me. So again, a third or fourth processing time. So they call us all out by name, and they pull us up, and they bring us to the mugshot center. They take my mugshot, they do all my fingerprints, and then, yeah, so that's done, right? So they put us all back in the cell after the processing. Then they move us over to another section. So this other section, it's like little cubbies, right? So you go in the cubby, CEO is like, all right, strip, fucking whatever, so now you're naked. They're like, all right, face us, all right, separate your dick and balls. Separate your dick and balls, show them. Turn around, squat, cough 3 times. I turn around, squat, cough 3 times. Whatever. Okay, cool. Toss this on. If you want to shower, you could shower. I was like, there's no soap. I was like, that's pointless to shower. So I tossed the jumpsuit on, t-shirt, white underwear, orange jumpsuit, socks, and then the jail sandals. So, or slippers or sandals or whatever. So the sandals are made like out of rubber or whatever. So they give us a mattress, like this little roll-up mattress, and then a sheet and a blanket. So we all hop in. They all bring us, all 4 of us. At this point, me and all these 4 dudes, or these 3 other dudes are cool. We're just cool and we're talking and shit. And again, this is in Essex County. This is not like a fucking nice area. So this is all like real fucking dudes. We pull up in the bullpen, put the mattress down. And these other guys, I guess they're kind of telling me like what's going to go down. Because again, I'm new there. And, you know, I'm not going to fucking sit there and say, like, I wasn't confused. I was like, oh, like, what do I do? Like, and they were helping me out, so shout out to them. So we all kind of huddled together, actually. So we put all 4 of our mattresses down, put my sheet down in the bullpen, which is a big holding cell. This one's very big. It's like 2 of the first holding cell. So this one's about 20 feet across and about 25 feet across. Like it's 20 by 25-ish, maybe. I'm just guesstimating. But we pick a section, and the 4 of us are like chilling in the section. We're just talking, passing time. And we're in there with about maybe 5 other inmates that I have not met yet. So we're in there for quite some time. And at this point, it's probably about like 11 p.m. to like 12:30 p.m.-ish. Again, this is all guesstimates. There's no clocks. Everything's gray. There's no windows in there, obviously. It's in jail. Fuck. So, yeah, I got there, and we're in there. We all huddle up. We're just chilling in there. And, yeah, so then we just go to sleep. So we go to sleep, and then in the morning time, I'm woken up by the gate slamming open. And they're like, all right. They're like, Tyler, blank, 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 right? So we all hop out, and they give us food. So for the first meal in jail, I had, it was cornflakes. It was fucking cornflakes, milk. That was it, and a spoon, right? So I had cornflakes, milk, and a spoon. So I ate that shit. And again, me and these other inmates were just talking. We're just chilling. Then they're like, all right, turn in your mattresses. So I'm like, we gave the mattresses in, and then they kept me in there for a little bit longer, a couple more hours. So at this point, it's the next morning. It could be 5 a.m. I don't know what time it was. You don't know what time it is, but it's the next morning because we all slept for quite some time. I slept on my back, obviously. You sleep on your back or with your ass towards the wall. So that's how I slept. Yeah, so we're in there, and they're like, all right, well, we're gonna now move you guys over to genpop. So I'm like, oh fuck, you're gonna be in there with a bunkie, whatever. So we'll get there. So they move us over to see the nurse. So I go see the nurse. She asks me like, oh, like, do you have any diseases? Blah 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 blah. Are you gay? Are you fucking this? Are you that? And I'm like, no. And then they give you a shot. It's called a TB shot. A TB shot is a tuberculosis check. So they inject you, and then if you have tuberculosis, I guess like something happens with your skin. Obviously, I don't have tuberculosis, so I didn't have it. So, but that takes a day or 2 to come back. So we'll get there again. So they bring me from there. I get the shot. I go back into that big cell with everybody else, and then they start moving everybody. Some of the guys have court. Some of them are going into genpop. So I got moved to genpop. So this genpop, this general area, is where you go while they're making sure that you don't have TB. So you stay in there for what I heard a couple days. I don't know how accurate that information is, but they keep you in there to make sure that you don't have that tuberculosis thing, so that they could then move you into your tier. But in genpop, you're literally there with everybody. You're fucking gangbangers, murderers, fucking everybody's in this one area. So it's 50 cells per floor maybe. So it's 2 floors. So it's cells and cells. And so they're like, I get there and they're like, all right, we're going to move you into your new cell. So they moved me in. And at this point, again, I knew like why I was in there, you know, which was because of the grand larceny, and I was a fugitive of the state. So they moved me into my cell and I meet my bunkie. I mean, this is fucking crazy, bro. So I meet my bunkie and he's like, oh shit, like what you in here for? I'm like, I'm in for grand larceny. Allegedly I'm in for grand larceny, and allegedly I'm in for fugitive of the state because I was trying to leave the country. I was going on fucking vacation out of the country. It's fucked up that they don't tell you like that you have a warrant out for your arrest. Apparently, allegedly, I had a warrant out for my fucking arrest. But also, sorry to again jump back, but before I got into the cell, I was able to make a call. So I called Mitch, who's my business partner. He's like, "Yo, don't worry about it. We got the lawyer on it. We're gonna figure this shit out." He tells me they one of those guys on Facebook scam some guy on Facebook using the Vukum name. Scammed somebody in Florida, and then that person that they scammed, that fucking moron, the fucking idiot that they scammed, thought it was me, and then filed a suit or like reported it or whatever he did to the police department that he lived in, and the detective clearly didn't do much research, and then the judge again clearly didn't do much research, and they just put a warrant out for my arrest. This was November 25th that they had this warrant out. And I've traveled, I've gone on planes domestically. Nobody stopped me, never. But I guess it's because I was trying to leave the country. So it's a different system, whatever. But yeah, so I'm on the phone with Mitch, and Mitch is like, yeah, so that these fucking guys, they think that you fucking stole. The story was that I allegedly stole $6,000 from somebody because some fucking idiot, some fucking moron was dumb enough to see a watch probably 50% off of what it should have been, and believed it and sent the money, and then never got a product. Again, which I tell everybody, don't do fucking business on fucking Facebook. It was on Facebook Marketplace that the fucking person got scammed. So again, the reason that I went to jail for 3 days is because some fucking idiot with no fucking brain cells went and filed a police report because he got scammed on Facebook Marketplace by Vukum the jeweler, or we don't know who, but by a Facebook account using my name, impersonating me. And yeah, that's the reason that I went into jail. So whatever, that's what Mitch tells me on the phone. I'm like, fucking of course. So whatever, that was the first like day of the booking process, whatever. So again, sorry to jump back and forth, but I get into my cell, my bunkie, we start chopping it up. And the door's closed or whatever, and we're just talking, and we're hanging out. And he's mad cool, like, because obviously I'd never been there, but I didn't want to look like I was nervous or scared or nothing. So I was just talking to him, and he was talking to me. He's like, you know, like, I'm glad that you're my bunkie, because we could have got, he's like, I could have got one of these dudes that fucking tripping on K2 or, like, was fucking on drugs outside, and now they're fucking going schizo, fucking manic or whatever. And there were those guys in there too. I'll tell you guys about that as well soon. But I walk in, there's a towel on the toilet. I'm like, why is there a towel on the toilet? He's like, because the shit, literal shit and piss from other fucking cells can flood up into our cell and whatever. So you keep the fucking thing on the toilet, right? At this point, I'm mad dehydrated too. Like, they don't give you water, nothing. They give you juice or milk or whatever. They don't give you water. I mean, they do, but I didn't know how to like get it, right? My bunkie, he had a bag filled with water in the sink. And I was like, what's with the bag in the sink? And he's like, yeah, like we get yard time, or it's rec time because there's no yard. It's rec time, so you get 1 hour a day to get out the cell. So you're in the cell for 23 hours a day. I'm like, he offers me some water. I'm like, yeah, please, thank you. I'm dying of thirst. I'm so dehydrated to the point where I'm physically just like out of it. He gives me some water. I thank him, whatever, we're cool. And at this point, it must have been like 3 or 2 p.m. maybe, because I only got out one time. So in jail, in Essex County Correctional, they let you out 3 times a day for 15 minutes, plus a 1 hour rec time. So it's breakfast 15 minutes, lunch 15 minutes, and dinner 15 minutes. Plus you get an hour either in the morning or at nighttime, just to walk around and chill, whatever. So at this point, I got in so late, I missed everything except dinner time. Fucking, I'm like, what do we do when, you know, when the cell door pops and we gotta eat? He's like, oh, like don't worry about it. Like, I'll show you whatever. Thank God, I got a cool bunkie who is like very helpful the whole time with everything. And he kind of showed me the ropes of everything. We line up for dinner, and there's like a little slit in a cell door, and they hand you the food and you grab it and then you go sit at a table. So Again, this is my first time. We go sit down. He doesn't sit, I don't sit. So at this point, I'm standing up, eating my shit like this, just scanning, because I don't know what the fuck this shit's about. I don't know who's looking at me. I don't know nothing. So I'm just trying to stand up and just be on guard. I'm eating and I'm looking. And because that's what he was doing. So I'm like, if he's doing it, I'm doing it. And then dude I got brought there with, the Spanish guy that didn't speak English, comes and sits with us. So I'm like, oh shit, what up, man? He's like, what's up? So it's the three of us. He's sitting, I'm standing, so I'm standing up. Then the guard yells, 3 minutes, 3 minutes. So that means like wrap it up. And you only get 15 minutes to grab your food and eat it. So, and then from there, that was technically my second night in Essex County. So my second night in Essex County, I go to sleep. Again, there's nothing else to do besides talk to your bunkie and just chill. So me and him were just talking, like telling each other's fucking stories and shit. And yeah, I don't mention nothing like what I do outside of there. And he didn't ask. Fuck, dude, that shit was fucked up. Whatever. So, and then a CO comes to my door. He's like, Tyler. I'm like, yeah. He goes, you got a visitor. I'm like, visitor? Word. So I hop out. It's my new lawyer, right? Shout out to Arthur. Post a picture right here somewhere. Shout out to Arthur. So I pop out. They bring me over to the visitor center. The lawyer's in there. He's like, listen, here's what happened. And then he tells the story. He's like, some dude in Florida got scammed from an impersonating account using your name. He made a police report. The detective didn't do any investigating. He filed for a warrant, or he filed for whatever. And then the judge didn't do any investigating either. And he approved the warrant. So you are now sitting in here. This can take a couple days to clear up, or it could take up to 3 months, because Florida has to extradite you to the state of Florida, which they have legally up to 90 days to do. So you can be in here up to 90 days. At this point, I heard that. I went, what? He's like, yes, 90 days. You can be in here up to 90 days. So just hang tight. We're going to get you out of here as fast as possible. We're going to try to get in contact with the detective in Florida and explain the situation and show some proof or whatever. So at this point, I'm like, all right, this is the situation. Adapt or die. Like, whatever. This is what we got to do. At this point, I'm literally mentally preparing to stay in here for up to 90 days, which is so fucked up. In the moment, my mindset was like, let's fucking get it. Like, we're gonna have to come up with a routine, because this shit's boring as fuck. You will go mentally insane. So I'm like, listen, we're gonna make the best of this shit. I'm gonna do what I gotta do. So he tells me all this information, and I'm like, motherfucker, let's get it. So our visit's over. It was a quick 15 to 25 minute visit. Again, time is moving differently in there. I don't know exact times. There's no clocks. Again, there's nothing. I go back to my cell. They lock the door, and then I'm in there for the night. Yeah, so then we go to sleep. I'm on top bunk. He's on bottom bunk. That's how it goes. The person who is in there first gets the bottom bunk. Then when that guy leaves, you get to the bottom bunk. That's just how it works in there. And then I remember one dude, as I was walking back to my cell, one dude was staring at me. He's like this. And like, you know, I'm not gonna look away, because you're in a fucking different environment. So I'm fucking staring at him like this. He's like smiling at me, but he looked like not menacing. He looked more so like he recognized me, which I'm gonna get into after. Yeah, so I'm like staring at him. Whatever. Sorry. Again, I'm sorry. I'm jumping back and forth. But we get back to the cell, or I get back to the cell. They close the door. This is day number 2, nighttime, day number 2. They close the cell door. It's nighttime. It's probably about 10:30 at nighttime. And then they shut the lights off, but they dim them. They don't shut them. And I go to sleep. And at this point, I'm like, fuck, I could really be in here. And like, I'm not super religious or nothing. Like, I'm really not. But I was praying to God. I'm in my head, I'm saying silent prayers. I'm like, God, please, like, get me the fuck out of here. I do not belong in here. Whatever. Like, there's guys in here that are fucking scary as shit. Like, you could see all of them in their cells. And there's 2 different rec times. Or I think there's 4 different rec times. So you could see everybody walking around, and they're fucking scary motherfuckers, bro. Like, there's no joke. They were scary looking motherfuckers. I'm not acting like a tough guy. They were scary looking motherfuckers. Keep your head straight. Lawyer told me, keep your head straight, you'll be all right. So I go to sleep. I wake up the next morning to the cell door just pops open. I wake up. All right, it's breakfast time. I'm like, word. Fucking, it's cornflakes, milk, and pancakes. That's my breakfast on day number 3. I go back to the same exact table I was sitting at. I stand and I eat my cornflakes, and I grab the pancake. It's not that good. Obviously, it's not that good. It's fucking jail. So yeah, I clean the tray off, I bang it on the garbage, I put the tray back. I'm trying to do everything right, not fuck up anything. And again, shout out to my bunkie, because if it wasn't for him, if I had a fucked up bunkie or some shit, like, this could have went way fucking different. So then I get back into my top bunk, and I try to just take a nap. And And I'm praying. I'm like, God, please get me the fuck out of this situation. This is not where I want to be. This is not where I need to be. This is not where I want to be. I shouldn't be here. Get me the fuck out. Please, God, get me out of here. Rec time comes. So a couple hours later, at this point, it's 3 o'clock, and I'll tell you why I know this. Rec time comes. I'm like, yo, like, how do I get to a phone? There's phones everywhere. He's like, yeah, listen, you're gonna, you get 2 free calls or whatever. I'm like, okay. So I hop to the phone. He's like, you got to run to the phone because all the other inmates try to get to the phones and then they hog them up. Luckily, the phones were right outside my cell. So I pop out, I walk to the phone. We get to the same phone. He teaches me how to make a call in jail on the jail phone. So I make the call. Ring, whatever. I'll call my girlfriend to ask her what's going on and like just chop it up. Hey, you have a collect call from an inmate at Correctional County, an inmate, and then you have to say your name into the phone first. So I'm like, Tyler. So it's, you have a collect call from Tyler. Press 1, and immediately she presses 1. And she's like, oh my God, are you okay? I'm like, yeah, I'm chilling. And like, there's mad other inmates around me, so I'm not talking sweet to my girlfriend. I'm not doing none of that shit. Yeah, what's going on? She's like, okay, we're coming to get you at 6:30. Like, I'm like, shut the fuck up. There's no way. She's like, we're coming to get you. I'm like, all right, cool. And I don't want to say this out loud, obviously, because if another inmate hears that you're getting out, they might get mad. I don't know. I go, what time is it? She goes, 3 o'clock. I go, cool, I just got to survive fucking 3.5 hours. In my head, I said that. I didn't say that out loud. I'm like, cool, I'll see you. All right. I'm like, cool, all right, thank you. Bye, love you. Bang, hang up. So now at this point, I still have about 40 to 45 minutes left of rec. The dude that was staring at me the day before, he's like, yo, are you the guy on TikTok? I'm like, yeah, what up, man? Dap him up. We go to the yard. Me and that dude go to the yard because there's an encaged yard with 2 pull-up bars and a basketball hoop and a basketball. So me and him go to the yard. I start banging out pull-ups, dude. Me and him start banging out pull-ups. We start banging out push-ups. We're just chopping it up. And he's like telling me what happened with him and whatever. We're not gonna get into it. So I'm talking with him. Then his boy comes in, and another bull comes in, and we're all just chilling, the 4 of us. And they're like, "Yo, you wanna get a game going of basketball?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure." So we start playing fucking basketball and shit. At this time, the guy's like, 20 minutes. 20 more minutes of rec time. Me and the other dude start banging out push-ups again. So I'm doing push-ups with fucking inmates, and we're just chopping it up about like whatever. And they're like, obviously they're all asking like, why are you in here? I don't say shit. I said alleged grand larceny. And they're like, oh shit, like, all right, you be out probably. I'm like, yeah, I hope so. Then from there, rec time's over. I dap up the boys. I'm go back to my cell. I'm like, yo, my girl, I was on the phone with my girl. She says, I'm getting out of here. He's like, word? I'm like, yeah. He's like, all right, well, just keep in mind, like, sometimes they fuck shit up and like, you might have to get out the next day. I'm like, great. Then another inmate comes by the cell door. He knocks. He's like, Tyler? I'm like, yeah. He goes, you're getting out of here. I'm like, word? So he's like, you need help with your mattress or whatever? I'm like, yeah, thank you, bro. So he grabs the mattress. Dude's got straight face tats. I'm like, okay. He helps me out with the mattress. And then I collect my papers. I thank him. I walk over to the COs at the front desk. I'm like, yeah, they said I'm getting out of here. They're like, you Tyler? I'm like, yeah. He's like, put your mattress over there. I put my mattress down. I have my paper still. He goes in that room. He says, go in that room. I says, okay. I go in the room, steel bench. 2 other inmates, they call out. One dude comes down, the other dude comes down. One of them has one leg. He's hopping around with the crutches. He sits down next to me. Another dude comes out. So I'm sitting there with 3 of the inmates. And one of them's like, he looks at me, he's like, what you in here for? And I look at him, I go, some bullshit. He goes, damn. He goes, well, we getting out. I was like, yeah. So whatever. We go through hallways, process out, fingerprints, all that shit. Yeah, so then we go through multiple hallways. This whole process to get out of the jail takes about 45 minutes to an hour. They give us our clothes back and our belongings, like my phone and my chain, my little chain. Start putting your original clothes back on. One of the inmates was like, he's like, yo, I fuck with those shoes, cuz. I was like, yo, thanks. He's like, yo, where you get those at? I was like, yeah, they're Birkenstocks. He goes, oh shit, Birkin makes slippers? I was like, nah. I was like, it's a brand called Birkenstock. He's like, oh, those shits are hard. All the other inmates are like, yo, those shits are crazy. One of them was like, yo, they make them shits in pink? I'm like, I don't think so. They all start laughing. And then, yeah, so then from there, we get out. And then they give you a fucking bus ticket. They give you papers that says, like, I was incarcerated from blank to blank date. And I was in from March 1 through March 3. So 1, 2, 3 days I was incarcerated for. And then, yeah, so that you walk out the jail and then you're on your own. So I open up my phone, I call an Uber to my girl's house. and I go to my girl's house, and that was that. So I found out that my lawyer was able to get in contact with Florida and like explain them the situation, and then we got out, and that's that. And they dropped the charges, obviously, because it was an impersonation shit. Then I come back to my crib, whatever. But bro, that shit was not fucking fun. There was obviously little stories in there that I'm leaving out. I met other people too. I'm leaving all that shit out. But the moral of the story is like, that's really crazy. Like they could take your freedom for any fucking reason. I don't know, wrongful fucking arrest. I mean, there was no research done from the detective out in Florida. And then the fucking judge that passed the warrant fucked up. There was no fucking research done as to anything. And they just fucking they put a warrant out for my fucking arrest, which is fucking mind-boggling. So, yo, shout out to my fucking girlfriend, shout out to Mitch, my business partner, and shout out to Arthur, the lawyer. I mean, my mom and dad were like, what the fuck? My mom and dad went on a separate vacation, so they were already leaving when they found this shit out. So they were worried sick for 3 days. But yeah, so I got out, and now obviously there's no charges on me right now because they dropped the charges because I didn't do anything, and they were able to clear it all up. But luckily they realized that they had the wrong guy, and they didn't have to extradite me to Florida, because if they did, I would have been in there still, and I could have been in there up to 3 months, because they have 90 days to come and get you. So that's the fucking story of how I got arrested and spent 3 days and 2 nights in Essex County Correctional Facility in Newark, New Jersey. Bro, like some of the COs were like, yo, I'm coming to you for a watch after. Like they all were looking at me mad funny when I was going in, because a lot of them recognized me, but I don't think they could say that shit. But on my way out, they were like, yo, I'm coming to you for a watch. One of them was like, what the fuck did you do to get in here? And there was mad COs that recognized me. Other inmates, one of the other inmates, little side story, one of the other inmates was staring at me. This dude was like fucking, bro, like 6'8", fucking big motherfucker, like 3-something, right? 300-something pounds. And he's staring at me. And he's like, yo, let me holler at that boy real quick. And this is when I'm leaving. And he's like, yo, you that jeweler dude? I'm like, yeah. He's like, yo, mad respect. I dap him up. He was like the biggest dude in the whole fucking unit. And he wasn't a CO, he was an inmate. And he told me how he knew of me. We had mutual friends, actually. But yeah, dude, that was not a fucking experience I ever want to live through again. The place in Florida was called the town that fucking, the moron fucking idiot that filed the complaint against me because he got scammed, because he's a fucking, the less than intelligent person that made the complaint against my personal name was the first fucking moron of this story. The second person that made a mistake was the detective. He took the case in and did no research and just took my name and just said, yep, he's guilty. And then the third person was the judge in Florida that, again, did no research, just issued a fucking warrant for my arrest. So now there's a warrant for my arrest, and when you leave to get on a plane to go international, you're booked. And there's no way to see if you have warrants. So 3 people made mistakes. The first guy got scammed, so maybe he was in the heat of the moment, but he could have did a quick little research that it's posted freaking everywhere. It's in all my bios. Don't buy shit off Facebook from someone with the VUCAM name. It's not me. I mean, it's so obvious to people who actually watch me, but I guess like greed takes over their mindset. And they're like, oh my God, there's a $10,000 watch here for $6,000. I have to get it. So like, moral of the story here is, you know, if you're watching this, don't buy from me online unless it's my eBay live or you're in person in front of my face and we're looking at each other and you're buying from me. My only official Instagram is @VUCAM, and even that I'm not selling on there. So just in person, come see me or the people that work for me, or fucking eBay live. That's where I sell watches. But yeah, so thanks for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe. This is not gonna discourage me from making videos. I'm just gonna go fucking harder now. I wanna be way more famous than I am. I wanna be way more famous than I am. I want every single person to know my fucking face. This only fired me up. I had nothing but time to think about how I'm gonna fucking game plan and attack this shit in 2026. This is not a fucking setback. This was just a really fucking weird 3 days. And I promise you, I am going to be the biggest YouTuber, the biggest watch YouTuber, the biggest business YouTuber out there in 2026. Everybody else in my path is getting crushed. I am full throttle going to be posting videos Sorry for the inconvenience. I never got to the Bahamas. I was supposed to take a week off from posting and from working, but shit happens. I'm going full throttle. I am going to crush every single competitor in my path, and I am going to become the biggest YouTuber out there. Again, I'm fired the fuck up. This shit put a fire under my ass. Luckily, there was nothing else under my ass. That's really all I have to say. So keep watching my videos. Thank you guys for watching this. If you guys are a real OG supporter, I really appreciate you guys. Again, I'm very glad to be home. This situation could have been so bad on so many different levels. Anything could have happened in jail. Anything could have happened. Anything could have happened. And I'm very thankful. And again, I was praying. And I guess I got to be more religious now because it worked. I prayed and it worked. So yeah, I'm glad I'm out. Shout out to my girlfriend. She kept it real. Shout out to Mitch, my business partner. He was non-stop. Every minute was calling the people in Florida with the lawyer. Shout out to Arthur, the attorney, the criminal lawyer. Shout out to everybody on the team that was just keeping real. My parents were checking up on me. My girlfriend's family was worried sick. Yeah, shout out to the Vukum guys. They kept it real. They kept business pushing. So yeah, I came out, and I'm going to come out of this on top. So thank you guys again for watching, and I really appreciate you guys watching. I'm sorry if this was a longer video. It took a minute to get all that shit out, but holy fuck. When I got outside, I'm sorry, I'll keep going, guys. When I got outside the fucking jail, it was raining out. Most people would complain about the rain, bro. I was sitting there like this, feeling the fucking rain as I was waiting for my Uber. I didn't give a fuck. 2 nights, 3 days I was in there. So, you know, that was no fucking joke. So we got all happy shit ahead of us. And we're just going to push harder. So thank you guys for watching. Let me know your thoughts in the comments, guys. Thank you. Appreciate you guys.